So I was watching a video and this popped up in my recommendations. Abe James did a Kid Cudi Madness bracket, which for those of you who don't know is when a bunch of songs from a particular artist go head to head until one is left standing as the best. Now I didn't know Abe James was a fan of Kid Cudi. I haven't really heard him talk about Kid Cudi's stuff before. I've seen a few of his other brackets. I just watched the A$AP Rocky one, I've seen his Kanye one, and a few others. And look, he's known for some pretty controversial takes when it comes to certain opinions on music. But one thing I really respect about him is even though he live streams these and could be swayed by a chat, he sticks to his own opinions, even if it's controversial, even if it is maybe a bit of an L take. He'll stick to his guns, and I really appreciate that. If you're watching this video, chances are you'll like his content, so I'll leave his channel down in the description below. Highly recommend checking him out and subscribing. But I thought reacting to this video would be quite interesting because Abe is a hip-hop fan, right? He's very well-rounded, he likes a lot of different artists, definitely a lot more well-rounded than myself, but I am a Kid Cudi connoisseur. I know Kid Cudi's discography better than I know myself, so who better to react to this and determine whether or not he's having some solid opinions or not. So let's get into it. Alright, so here's the bracket. I don't want to get too hung up on the selections for the bracket because we'll literally be here all day. I'll rather just kind of comment on his selections from the bracket. Interestingly enough though, like there's a lot of Kid C Ghost tracks. In fact, I think all 7 tracks are here. Quite interesting. I probably would have left them off a Kid Cudi bracket since the focus should be his solo material rather than collab albums. Interestingly enough too, like I don't believe there's any Wizard tracks here. But skimming the bracket, like he seems to have most of the main tracks that I would look for in a Kid Cudi bracket, so it's nothing too controversial so far. So yeah, let's continue.
Starting off, we have Soundtrack to My Life versus Revo Fev.
Soundtrack to My Life wins easy.
I know this is the...
Revo Fev is fantastic. At least he knows the song.
I'm cutting that out of YouTube.
It's fan.
You guys know what it sounds like though. Soundtrack to My Life is taking this one though.
Yeah, easy selection.
Call me basic, don't care.
This You're not basic. Still good you're right.
We got Tequila Shots versus Confused.
Oh, both great tracks, but Confused.
Honestly, the best song on all of them in 3.
Ooh. I mean, slight hot take, but it is very good.
It's above The Void. I think it's
Confused
above
is.
I think it's above
Confused is the best track on Speeding Bullet to Heaven, though.
But Confused is an amazing song.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Speeding Bullet to Heaven, but
Confused slaps.
And then 2 other songs on this album are actually really amazing. I'm gonna have to give this to Confused.
Yeah. Good take. Good take. Like, Tequila Shots is fantastic, but Confused
Tequila
is.
Shots probably is too, but yeah, Confused over it.
Cudi doing that sound the best.
Tiny little bit. Next, we got Reborn versus Intergalactic.
Reborn easy.
Oh, Reborn is probably one of the best on Kid C Ghost.
It is the best on Kid C Ghost.
Every song on that album because that album is a complete masterpiece. But honestly, I think I'm gonna have. Actually, no.
No.
I think Intergalactic is underrated, but
Reborn I thought he was gonna say Intergalactic for a second.
Top 3 on Man on the Moon. Might even be my favorite from that.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's a great track,
sure. But yeah,
Reborn wins easy.
On this one. Free versus The Mood.
Free.
The Mood's pretty good, but
I don't like The Mood. I'm not the biggest fan.
Is so underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, great vocals.
Free's pretty good. It's not one of my favorites, but I like it more than The Mood.
An amazing song. Show Out versus Kid C Ghost.
Oh, okay. I don't like either of these tracks, but Kid C Ghost is better than Show Out. I wasn't a fan of Show Out at all.
Kid C Ghost is gonna have to win this. Even though I think this is probably the worst on the album, I think it's still a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because this album is
Kid C Ghost is the worst on the
for the record,
album for sure.
I do think Kid C Ghost.
Hey, for the record, that's me.
Cudi's best album.
This is a crossover reaction.
Day and Night. I'm gonna have to go with
just what I am for sure. Yeah. Day and Night is fucking iconic, and it's such a classic and important song. But just what I am is flawless.
This song is it's like upbeat, but if you listen to the lyrics, it's just like, damn, this is depressing.
Only for Cudi's
sort of like
verse.
Hey-Ya in a way. I think this
Cudi's verse, not Chips. Good take.
By Design versus She Knows This. I think these are
By Design wins easy.
I'm probably gonna go with By Design
it's not close at all. She Knows This is
honestly my
not
song
one of my favorites. Yeah.
It's a good
By Design is
that
incredible.
And then for the last one, we have Cudi Montage versus Erase Me.
Cudi Montage, not close.
Is honestly really close. I think I'm gonna go with Erase Me here.
What?
I think Erase Me is a great
over Cudi Montage.
Cudi Montage is still great and an amazing outro to honestly one of the best hip hop albums of all time.
He gives it some raps. I think Erase Me has aged slightly poorly for me. Like I really love that track early on when I was listening to it fresh, but over the years, the more I've heard it, it doesn't hit as hard as it once did for me. Kanye is verse is solid, but it's nothing like mind blowing. It's a really well executed rock song, but it's just not that good. Like Cudi Montage is another track that Kanye's on. Kanye delivers a way better verse. Cudi's vocals are way better, and the message and meaning and impact of the song is far superior. So I think that's a bit of an L take, but at least he gave it some props.
Bro.
Scott Muscudi wins easy.
Oh my god, this is hard.
Scott Muscudi, first
Two
of
of the
all.
best intros ever, honestly.
Feel the Love's
I think I'm
great,
gonna go
but
with
Scott
Feel
Muscudi.
the Love here. First, a few went off in that song.
Another take I disagree with.
Kanye with the.
I mean, it's fair, but this is a Kid Cudi bracket, not a Kanye bracket.
The Scots versus Maniac.
Maniac, easy.
I'm gonna go with Maniac here.
Yeah.
The Scots
The
was
Scots
a
is
decent
very
song,
mediocre.
but
Both great.
this might be unpopular. I'm gonna go with The Void here, though.
Ooh.
Actually, I'm gonna get.
Listen to Cudi's Own again, homie.
The Void is such a good song, though.
Yeah, The Void is
Cudi's Own
incredible.
amazing too, though. You know, I'm gonna come back to this.
That's
and then
fair.
Fire, although I think Fire is like one of the best
Ghost,
on,
easy.
On Kids See Ghost, probably second best. Ghost.
Ghost is one of
If
Cudi's
you know
best
me,
songs.
you know how much I love this song, which I'll get
Ooh.
more into
Good
as the
take.
bracket progresses.
You have to go Cudi's
You
Own.
know
though.
what? I think I'm gonna go with Cudi's Own.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna
for
go
sure.
with Cudi's Own. Dive versus Fourth Dimension again. Man on the Moon 3 just not getting any love here.
Fourth
Dimension is the
Dimension.
best song in Kids See Ghosts.
No.
I love that What Is Santa Bringing sample.
Both songs are kind of average for me. Like Dive is one of my favorites off of Men on the Moon 3, and Fourth Dimension's kind of like mid for Kids See Ghosts. Like there's better tracks, but it's also not one of the worst. I think Fourth Dimension just wins out on like that creativity aspect, but still I disagree with literally every Kids See Ghosts track being on this list. You know, it kind of takes away from it being a Kid Cudi bracket. I don't mind seeing like maybe like Reborn, for example, because that's a very like heavy Cudi track with a lot of Cudi's influences. But seeing like literally all 7 tracks from the collab album doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
Up and Away versus
This one's
Mr.
hard.
Rager.
Up and
I'm gonna
Away
go with Mr.
slaps,
Rager
but
here.
Mr. Rager is
Up and Away is great though. All
Mr.
of Man on the
Rager.
Moon's Man on the Moon 1 songs are just so like upbeat and just like not a single skip on this album.
for sure.
I still like Man on the Moon 2 a little bit better though, which I know is unpopular.
It's a hot
Oh my
take,
god,
but
the lighting is so
I
much
like
better.
it as well.
I had Pursuit of Happiness versus Handle with Care.
Easy one, Pursuit of Happiness.
Handle with Care is so underrated and
It is.
actually like probably top 15 Cudi.
No,
It's
that's
Pursuit of Happiness, man. It's Pursuit of
bad
Happiness.
take,
Like,
but it is
if you say
underrated.
that Handle with Care is better, you're objectively trying to be different. No, Pursuit of Happiness is better.
Yeah, for
no,
sure.
I'm kidding. If you think Handle with Care is better, that's honestly not that bad of a take.
No,
I
it
just
is.
have so
It is a
many-
bad take.
Make Her Say versus Rockstar Nights. I'm gonna go with Make Her
I
Say.
hate both of
I
these
see a lot of
tracks,
people when
but
they do their
Make Her
Man
Say
on the
is
Moon rating,
probably
putting Make Her Say like bottom 3. Hell no. No, I think this is a great song. No.
yeah. Make Her Say is one of the worst off of
And
Man
yeah,
on the
that's-
Moon,
that's
but
the first- that's
it's
the end
so
of
much
round
better than
one.
Rockstar
Soundtrack
Nights.
to My Life versus Confused. I'm gonna go with.
That's a hard one, but soundtrack wins surely. Confused is fantastic, but soundtrack is.
I gotta go with Soundtrack
Yeah.
to My Life here. Confused
Is
is
incredible.
really good though. If you haven't listened to Speedboat to Heaven,
Confused
critics
is
say it's
the
bad.
one track you need
Still
to
go
listen
listen
to.
to Confused and Handle with Care. Reborn versus Free.
Reborn
I'm gonna go with
easy.
Reborn
Yeah,
here.
not even
Honestly,
close.
pretty easily.
Yeah.
Kids See Ghosts versus
Just What I Am, easy
Am.
again. Come on, dude.
Oh,
How is this even
I'm gonna go with
close?
Just What I Am here, because this is like the worst on Kids See Ghosts.
Exactly, and Just
Yeah,
What I Am's the
What I Am.
best.
And
in
then
code.
By Design versus Erase Me. I'm gonna go Erase Me.
Ooh,
Honestly,
disagree.
all of those
By Design's way
left-hand
better.
side, all this round 2 left-hand side stuff was.
Like Erase Me is a good track. Don't get me
I
wrong,
don't think any
but
of
By
those
Design
tracks
is
were too
probably my
close.
favorite
But
off of
moving
Passion
on
Pain.
to the top right now, we have Scott Mescudi. No, we have Feel the Love versus Maniac.
Maniac.
Ooh.
Feel the Love
I think I'm gonna
is
go Feel
good,
the
but
Love here. I
this
think
is
I'm
this
gonna go
Cudi bracket,
Feel the
homie.
Love.
Like,
And Ghost is gonna be Cudi's own. Honestly, pretty easy.
ooh, I'd go Cudi's
It's
own.
not that.
He's saying it's not that close. That's insane to me. Ghost is, I mean, I guess in fairness, Men on the Moon 2, he did say is his favorite album, but I think Cudi's Own is an S tier Cudi track. Ghost is as well, to be fair, but look, if I'm choosing between the two, I'd personally go Cudi's Own, but they're both incredible tracks, so I'm not too upset about his selection here. I am a little bit upset, though, that he said it wasn't close.
Cudi's own's good, but Ghost is just on another level. Fourth Dimension versus Mr. Rager. This
No.
is actually really hard.
How is this hard?
Pursuit
Mr.
of
Rager,
Happiness
easy.
is gonna be Make Her Say.
Yeah,
The
obvious.
Fourth Dimension versus Mr. Rager. What is the chat?
Mr. Rager.
A lot of the chat saying Mr. Rager.
Obviously.
I think I'm gonna go against.
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Rager.
This
I
is-
think I'm gonna go Fourth Dimension.
Oh boy, Abe, what is you doing? So Fourth Dimension over Mr. Rager is one of those controversial takes that I was mentioning at the beginning of the video. He is known for them. He just comes out with these outlandish takes, Fourth Dimension isn't close to Mr. Rager, especially on a Kid Cudi bracket. Like, think about Cudi's contribution to Fourth Dimension, and then think about Cudi's contribution to making the track Mr. Rager. It's one of his most beloved and iconic tracks of his entire career. I can barely remember Cudi's verse on Fourth Dimension. I know it's good, but it just doesn't really stand out to me, whereas Mr. Rager is such an iconic Cudi track. Really bad L take for me. But, look, I respect his opinion, even though this particular take is pretty outlandish.
I think Fourth Dimension is the best on Kids See Ghosts. I love the sample. Kid Cudi and Kanye both carried their weight, and the beat on that is just so hard.
It's a great beat for sure, but Mr. Rager's beat's better.
So good. Mr. Rager Wipes, fair enough. Honestly, Mr. Rager's a great sound, but I'm gonna have to go with Fourth Dimension.
How is Man on the Moon 2 his favorite album, yet he selects Fourth Dimension over Mr. Rager? That makes no sense to me. But anyway, let's keep going.
Soundtrack to My Life versus Reborn.
Oof,
I'm gonna
flip a coin.
I need to get rid of one of these.
I mean, I'd go soundtrack
Okay,
personally,
there we go,
but
there
I
we
think
go.
they're both
Soundtrack
fantastic.
to My Life versus Reborn. I'm gonna go Reborn here.
No argument.
Yeah, Kids See Ghosts is so
No argument.
so good. I think that's pretty easily Cudi's best. I think Man on the Moon 2 comes close, but Kids See Ghosts is the best. Just What I Am versus Erase Me.
Just What I Am,
I'm gonna
easy.
Go Just What I Am.
Yeah, not
there.
close.
Erase Me is so good.
No,
Erase
dude.
Me is so
Don't
good.
you backtrack.
Feel the Love versus Ghost. I'm gonna go
Ghost,
Ghost
easy.
here.
Yeah.
Fourth Dimension versus
Pursuit.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Don't you dare. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you don't do it.
Fourth Dimension.
No, oh my god.
Damn.
Fourth Dimension ahead of Pursuit of Happiness. Ahead of Mr. Rager. Why does he like this song so much? This is a Kid Cudi bracket. This isn't a Kanye bracket. Why is he so high on Fourth Dimension? Look, having Fourth Dimension over Pursuit of Happiness, one of Cudi's biggest, most popular, most beloved, best beats, incredible hook, incredible verses. I don't know, man. I think that is a terrible, terrible take. Look, if Fourth Dimension beats Just What I Am, I will probably have to unsubscribe.
Coming down to the top four, we have Reborn.
Decent top
Ghost,
four, for sure.
Just What I Am versus
Fourth Dimension sticks out
I think
so
Just What I
bad.
Am is going to be Fourth Dimension.
Yes,
And I
okay.
think Ghost is going to be Reborn.
Whoa,
So it's going to be
okay.
down. Like the last two Kids See Ghost songs are unfortunately going to be out of the bracket.
I mean, that's fair enough. I think I personally would have Reborn ahead of Ghost. Like, I love Ghost as well, don't get me wrong. He clearly, really, really loves Ghost. And a lot of fans do have Ghost in their, top 3, right? So no real issue with Ghost winning out on Reborn. I personally think Reborn is probably just a more important track. They're both extremely important tracks in terms of, almost being therapeutic to listen to, but I think Reborn's just maybe slightly more special for me. And then Just What I Am versus Fourth Dimension is an absolute no-brainer. Like, you have Cudi's best ever banger, a 10 out of 10 perfect track, up against one of the mid tracks from Kids See Ghosts. And I mean mid as in, literally, ranking middle in the album. It's not a mid track overall or anything. It's just, there are better tracks off of Kids See Ghosts for sure. So yeah, I'm interested to see, clearly I think he's going to go with Ghost, but I'm really happy that Just What I Am made it this far, because seriously, every time I listen to that track, it just gets better.
But now it's Ghost versus Just What I Am.
He'll say
Now,
Ghost.
When I
I'd
first
go
heard
Just What I
Ghost,
Am.
I wasn't, huge on it. I liked it, but I wasn't, this is the greatest
So grew
song
on
ever.
it, okay.
But after looking on Genius and, reading the lyrics, I know this sounds so pretentious, but, knowing, the meaning of this song now, every time I listen to it, I'm just that more amazed by it. And
It's
the
an
production
incredible
sounds
track.
So
Oh, the
good with
production's
that,
insane.
Psychedelic hip hop sounding
Yeah.
beat. I think it has some of Kid
Captures
Cudi's
that Man
best
on the
vocals
Moon
ever.
2
And I
style.
think it's also a top 10 hip hop song, maybe
What's-
top 15, around that area of all time. I think
Wow.
it's one of the best songs ever created.
Look,
and I
fair
know
enough,
not a lot
man.
of people share the same opinion as me, and that's okay. But for me,
It
Ghost
is a great
easily
track.
Kid Cudi's
I
best
personally
song.
don't have it that
I mean,
high. Yeah, well, look, overall, he had some L takes. The Fourth Dimension run was insane. I don't know how it got that far, but for the most part, I think he made some solid points, Ghost is a fantastic track. I can completely understand why that would be his favorite. There are a few notable admissions as well. I think, okay, if you're going to include collab albums, maybe strip some of the Kids See Ghost tracks and add in, something like Teleport to Me, Jamie. I feel like there are some other notable tracks missing as well. He could have potentially had, say, Solo Dolo or Sky Might Fall. All Along is another one that I think probably deserved to make the bracket. Immortal is one of my favorites off of IndieCode. And Too Bad I Have to Destroy You Now and Going to the Ceremony off of Satellite Flight, both missing. I would have chucked one of them in just to have a bit of variety with like his discography and have a track from Satellite Flight. Like he threw in a few Speeding Bullet to Heaven tracks. They were fair. Satellite Flight deserves some love too, homie. Also, Solo Dolo Part 3 probably should have made the bracket as well. But look, I'm not too mad about his selections for the bracket. Like there's so many options to pick from, you're never going to agree with that final 32, and his selections were reasonably sensical. Like a lot of them are kind of like 50-50 coin flips, so it really just comes down to that subjective opinion. The Fourth Dimension run was insane, but other than that, look, I think it was a pretty good list. So like I mentioned in the beginning, go check out Abe's channel, it'll be in the description for you. And would you like to see a Kid Cudi bracket of my own? It's probably something I won't do for a little while longer because I want to continue going through his discography and reviewing some of his projects, but once I get a few more videos done, it's something I'll definitely consider. So if you guys are keen for that, let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been For The Record. If you like this content and would like to see more reactions like this, let me know by giving me either a thumbs up or a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.